Hi, I'm Victor. I'm a sculptor. Welcome to this secret place of mine. Wire is a very simple material, but yet it has a very sophisticated feel to it. You can, you can find them easily in the industrial hardware shop. And but then there's the interesting part about wire is that you don't have to add anything extra to the surface. The wire itself tells many stories. The line, the flow, the texture, the layers and layers of the wires. So I like the audience to look at them in that manner rather than cover them with plaster of Paris, cover them with paints and colors and so on. I like the line of the wires that allows the audience to dream and to imagine. Well, the first public sculptures that I ever made was for Singapore Expo. That time I was very blessed, thanks to Atu, and thank God that they saw my work while I was studying in LaSalle, and they saw what I can do and proposed my works to Singapore Expo before they were being built. That was when there was nothing there, and while I was studying, I did a proposal, and just before I graduated, I got a commission and started work on it. And for that commission works, I basically proposed the idea of 5 human sculpture representing a sign OK. Can you imagine the hand sign OK with the thumb and index finger touching one another? I have 2 human sculpture reaching out their hand to touch one another in a handshake. Then the 3 last fingers are they are all upright. So basically the 3 figures on the other side of the sculptures are as 3 expressions of joy, from the adult to teenage to a baby. And one of the baby, that is like the movement of the baby, I actually got one of my schoolmates she was a dancer, and I got her to pose for me to work out the form of the positions of the sculptures of the baby movement in a joyous manner. So basically the spirits of people coming together in goodwill that lead to the joy and happiness that people can receive around them. So the whole idea of this title is called OK. Years ago, I've been working on a sculpture of a head. A head that is more than a life size, like nearly 2 meters tall. It's a sculpture that I wanted people to not just see from the outside, but to get into the head. Yeah, I want it to be an experiential sculpture, the sculpture that people can experience, not just by looking, but going in, touching it, and feeling the whole body touching against it. So I started to work on the idea where people go into the sculpture and video them expressing their thoughts of themselves being in the sculpture, and then post it on Instagram, sharing with them, sharing with the audience out there in the world how one could experience a sculpture in the head, and also to hear not just from the sculptor's point of view, but from the audience's point of view. As I look back at some of the works that I did before, especially the father and child, it's basically about relationship, about me and the father. Although I did not have a good father relationship, but I desire that. And as time goes by, being a Christian now, I realized that how important that relationship is. Being a relationship with my Father now in heaven, and also myself. And that relationship allowed me to feel that someone who cares, who loves, and who can walk along with me. The Vine and the Bunches started years ago when I visited Japan. I noticed in the winter all the trees that I touch, right? Not all, basically some of the trees that I touch, they're actually bare, no leaves at all, and you can actually feel the branches and the trunk. And notice that they are not dead. As we all know, in the winter they are just hibernating. All the trees are bare and they have life still within them, waiting for the moment, the spring to come, and they'll start to bloom again. So when I come back, I just keep holding on to that memory of the tree and the branches. So I decided to start to create a series of work on them. So the vine and branches, right, throughout the years has evolved also. In the beginning, it was just basically a tree trunk with the branches. As time go by, it started to evolve, and I started to have them more like neurons and branches of line works, networks that look like a brain. And in that reflections, right, I realized that being a believer, I click and connect that to the idea of vine and branches, where, you know, all our brain networks connect to the main stem of the brain. Without the main stem, the whole network of the brain doesn't work, just like the vine and the branches. The branches without the vine, it doesn't work at all. It doesn't grow, it doesn't bear fruits. So likewise, in our brain, we have to connect to the stem and so on. Like ourselves, if we are alone in this world, we probably cannot make it. There's a connection between ourselves and the environment, the people, and our God in heaven. So that connects us to the way we work, and that helps also to make it possible. Being a young believer, I noticed that my works that I did years ago, it has a reflections of my current belief, like the father and child, my relationship between me and the Heavenly Father. So I guess it has that that kind of connections from the past to the present, and more so about my belief and how I want to bring out my works now, because I feel that in this world, right, a lot of challenges, a lot of difficulties, a lot of struggles in this world. Therefore, the arts that has the meaning of spirits, like that bring life to those who see it, I think it's very important. So I want to create works that people could see the life, the spirit of life in it, that bring hope and a future. I'm working on a series of men coming together. In this world that we are seeing a lot of chaos, a lot of fightings. People are not trusting one another, fighting against one another. I think it's time that we come together to fight one common enemy. I see my sculptures moving in the public spaces, coming more closely connected to the space around them, where people will come and experience and think and ponder about it.